welcome back to my channel, dear Katie. I am going to talk to you today about motivation and about goal setting. It's particularly pertinent at the minute because, I haven't been on for a little while and I had to, remember what motivated me to start with, remember what my goals were, and then just, have a bit of self-discipline to get back in front of the camera. But motivation itself is quite a fragile concept. So alone motivation really can't carry me through something that I set out to do. Examples for me is something like school. So in year 11, I was super motivated to work really, really hard. And like I said in my first video, in the start of 12th grade, one of my teachers pulled me aside and said, we need to figure out some ways that you can get a routine and to self-discipline yourself to achieve your goals, because motivation just can't pull you through. Motivation isn't enough to, smash out 2 years worth of work. Another one is fizzy, so sport for some people. So at the national finals every single year, it's an amazing experience. It's just the time of your life, and you get super excited and super motivated, and you go, yes, next year I'm going to put in so much work. And then there's 12 months until that comes around again, and you have to be really disciplined to achieve your goals with that. Uni is massive, particularly taking on honours. So I think I've said to you before that for me, my supervisors pulled me through. They literally pulled me through the last part of that because motivation was not enough, and I was still disciplined, but I was just kind of reached the end of my tether by the time that came around. And I suppose the other thing is working here in Sydney. I was really motivated at the start of the year to take on a new experience and to do something new and exciting. But now I'm here and I miss home and I miss, paddocks and space and, being part of a small team. I miss being part of a team where I know everybody. But I still get out of bed each day because I remember exactly why I came down here, and I remember that I have worked my backside off for 6 years to get to here. So there's another thing. And I suppose the last thing is this channel. So I was so keen to start this channel, and it was really important for me that I continue to do this even when I lose my motivation. So I consider myself to be a really highly motivated person, but in saying that, I do need to have quite a lot of self-discipline to finish what I start. My experience with, mental health is what drives me to keep doing this channel, because I want to teach people, and I want my experiences to try and help other people. And I've had so many messages from friends and from family saying that it is helping and it is making a massive difference to their lives. So of course I want to keep doing this. So I have a book because I haven't been on for a while and I needed some something to read off. But also like I said before, working my backside off for 6 years is what keeps me going to work, what gets me out of bed, and what makes me want to keep going. And so I guess what I'm trying to say there is, when in doubt, remember why you started. So I started because I wanted to help both this channel and my job. I had this absolute fire in my belly to really, help and to change what's normal and to start talking about things that are uncomfortable. And so that's what keeps me going. That's why I keep doing what I do. You need to, we do all lose focus sometimes, but if you can pull back to, why did I start? What was that initial, fire in my belly? Why did what am I passionate about, and why am I here now? Then that's some way that we can kind of keep going forward. Another thing I want to talk about is goal setting. I know a lot of people physically write out their goals, and they often have like a full-on game plan, and that's fantastic. Like, that's amazing if that's what you want to do and that's what you can see that every morning and that's what drives you and keeps you going. that's awesome. I think I've tried to do it once and it didn't work for me. I do like to either verbalize my goals or, you know, send them in a text now. You know, I'm living a long way from Connor, but I will tell Connor stuff like, and I don't even think he realizes I'm goal setting. It's just like, that's a random thing, but okay. So things like the Bay run that was in my last video, it's a 7K flat run, and I was like, you know, I'm aiming to, you know, hopefully build up to two laps of this. That's my current, you know, that's what I'm working towards. And for me, that's enough to keep me accountable and keep me going. And that's enough of a goal set to me, you know, is something like that. For larger goals, so things like this channel, I ended up telling about 6 of my friends before I started. And again, that was just building that motivation, building that accountability, and kind of making sure that I was ready and prepared. So the point of that is finding a way to make your goals important to you and finding a way that resonates with you. You know, if you're someone who can write them out and put them on a wall, amazing, fantastic. If you're someone that needs to wake up and read a morning mantra or say a morning mantra or just, you know, have another way of doing it to keep you motivated in the morning, amazing. If you're someone who needs to sit down, you know, with your partner, and, you know, talk about things for half an hour every month, if that's what gives you, you know, a set goal, a set motivation, if that's something that will drive you and help you to achieve whatever you're trying to achieve, then I think that's amazing. But you just need to find something that can help you, that is beneficial to you, will motivate you, and in the times that you do lose your focus and lose your drive, you can look back on and can say, oh yep, that's what I'm aiming for. This is how I felt when I wrote that goal, and it won't be as dismissive then. So goal setting is fantastic for some things, and it's not so great for other things. And sometimes we need to be strict and sometimes we need to be flexible. So for example, if you were aiming to run a marathon, and let's say I was, you know, planning on running the Melbourne Marathon in like November or whenever it is, I think it's late in the year. So that would be, you know, I would have 6 months to train up for 42 Ks, and I would have to be strict on that goal, because otherwise if I'm not, I'd hurt myself. So that is the time that you have to be strict on your goal and how you're going to get there. Something that might be a bit more flexible was, you know, for me, starting this YouTube channel. So when I first said I wanted to make it, I was like, I want to have my YouTube channel set up and launch sometime in 2020. And my initial goal was to release every second week. And then, you know, I launched in February, and I was, you know, getting out weekly quite consistently until I got unwell. And, you know, so the flexibility in that goal has meant that I haven't felt guilt with not posting. It's also, you know, allowed me to be a bit more, I don't know, less anxiety, I suppose. So it's just being kind to myself and making sure that I've given myself that freedom and that flexibility. It's important to recognize sometimes that goal setting can be detrimental to our health, and it can be detrimental to our motivation. So a big example for that, I have a couple, but comparing lives. So for example, I'm 22 now, and I'm nowhere near where my brother was when he was 22. So if I was comparing myself to him, and if I were setting goals based on where he was at when he was my age, I'd be A, severely disappointed, but B, it's not where I need to be now. It's not something that's going to change my life. I wouldn't have been setting those goals for myself. They're setting them on an ideal. So make sure that your goals are for you, and they have a reason. There's a purpose you want to do, whatever you want to do. You know, it's not, I want to own a car by the time, you know, a brand new whatever by the time I'm 18, because that's what, you know, my best friend's sister did. It needs to be, I want to own a car by the time I'm 18 because I want to work towards earning that much money, or be able to take my own car away to, university or, you know, whatever it is that you might do. So your goals need to be specific for you and not in comparison to somebody else. And the other thing is mental health goals. Time limits aren't great. So I think I said in my last video I was making some progress with my anxiety, and that was a big thing for me because progress with my mental health tends to be slow, and you know, everybody achieves things at different times, and it could be that you have to go a long time before you find the right medications, or you have to go a long time before you find strategies that work for you, and that's okay. So, you know, I was told when I first went on medication that it would be for 6 months, we'll see how we go, and then we'll try to go off it. If I had hung my hat on that and just said, yes, at 6 months we're going off, I would be wrecked. There's no way, because, you know, I still am having trouble finding a healthy balance, and I'm still, you know, I still need those medications at this point of time in my life to help settle my hormones and the chemical imbalances, because that's what it is. It's not my fault. It is a genuine chemical imbalance. It's a genuine illness that we're trying to assist and help. So I couldn't, there's just some things that goal setting's not the be all and end all, and I think it's really important because there's such a focus on it now in our society on, you know, going hard and you know, achieving big things, and particularly in like health and fitness sector of which is massive and it has grown so much. I think that is just one standout thing that everybody goes on about is goal setting. And yes, my goal for my health and fitness has always just been, you know, being the fittest and strongest that I can be at whatever part of time in my life I am. So at the minute I've been quite sick, so I'm not as fit as I was, you know, 2 months ago, but right now I'm okay. Do you know what I mean? For where I am. And you need to, you know, be flexible and be kind to yourself like that too, I think. But I might wrap it up here, guys. If you have any questions about this, let me know. As always, super glad to answer any questions you have. Keep sending your messages through, but feel free to comment below as well. And I hope everyone is taking care of each other and enjoying being outside now that we're able to a little bit more with the ease of restrictions. But I will talk to you next week. Thank you so much, guys.